Today I would like to discuss about the nucleophilic substitution reactions. So we know that those nucleophilic substitution reactions are of two types. One is SN1 reaction, another one is SN2 reaction. So if you see the reactivity of alkyl halides, so when we are considering about SN1 reaction, so tertiary halides are more reactive than secondary, which is more reactive than primary, which is more reactive than methyl halide. So towards SN2 mechanism, tertiary halides, so that means halide, methyl halide is more reactive than primary, which is more reactive than secondary, as well, which is more reactive than tertiary. So now we'll discuss SN1 and SN2 reactions in briefly. So we'll discuss first SN2 mechanism. SN2 mechanism. So S stands for substitution, N stands for nucleophilic, and the 2 stands for bimolecular reaction. So what does it mean? Means here in this case of SN2 reaction, the rate of reaction depends on the concentration of both the reactants. So see here, if you are considering the hydrolysis of methyl bromide, so this is methyl bromide. So when it is undergoing hydrolysis in the presence of base, so what it is forming, this bromine, which is a nucleophile, it is replaced by OH, ultimately which results in the formation of methanol and potassium bromide. Potassium bromide. So what is happening here? So this is methyl bromide. It is reacting with aqueous KOH. It is undergoing hydrolysis to form. So this OH is replacing here. So it is forming methyl alcohol or methanol plus potassium bromide. So ultimately what is happening here? The bromide ion will be coming out in the form of leaving group. In the form of leaving group. So what is the kinetic expression for this reaction? I told it is a bimolecular reaction. It is depending on the concentration of both the reactants. So here it is depending on the concentration of methyl bromide as well as the concentration of OH minus. So rate of reaction is equal to K into the concentration of methyl bromide as well as OH minus. So where K is rate constant. Where K is rate constant. So if you see the mechanism of this reaction, the nucleophile, that is OH minus, the attacks the carbon from the back side. Why? Because already on other side bromide, which is a nucleophile, is there. So then this OH attacks from the back side of the carbon atom and OH. So see here in the transition state, so that is the intermediate stage, we can see both the nucleophiles on the same carbon. So see here, this is incoming nucleophile. So OH minus ion is incoming nucleophile and bromide ion is, this is a leaving nucleophile. Leaving nucleophile. So ultimately what happens means this carbon and bromine bond gets weakened and this bond becomes strong. So after becoming weakened, so this Br minus comes out in the form of leaving group, which results in the 100% inversion. 100% inversion. So we have to see that SN2 mechanism is a one-step process. One-step process. Why? Because the fission of CBr. So when this is undergoing fission only, the COH bond formation takes place. That means both the fission reaction of CBr and formation of COH both takes place at a time simultaneously. So in one step the process will be completed with 100% inversion of configuration. Why 100% inversion is taking place? Due to backside attack of nucleophile. The backside attack of nucleophile. So when we are considering SN1 reaction, SN1 mechanism. So SN1, S stands for again S substitution, N is a nucleophilic, 1 represents what? It is depending on the only concentration of one of the reactant. So the order of substitution will be there. So tertiary is greater than secondary. So SN1 is always favored in polar solvents. Polar solvents. So SN1 also involves the carbonium ion mechanism. So what is a carbonium ion? The positively charged carbon. The positively charged carbon is known as carbonium ion. So this SN1 allows first order reaction. First order reaction. So that means it is depending on the concentration of only one of the reactant. So the first step, though here two steps are involved, the first step is the formation of carbonium ion. Formation of carbonium ion. So that step is the slowest step. We know that the rate of reaction depends on the slowest step. So since the formation of carbonium ion is the slowest step, the rate of reaction depends on that particular step. So rate is directly proportional to substrate, or rate is equal to K into substrate, which is depending on the concentration of single reactant. So here SN1 involves 50% inversion and 50% retention. Retention means as it is will be there, no change. No change. If you see the mechanism, so what we have taken? So this is a tertiary butyl chloride. So this is tertiary butyl chloride. So when we are undergoing ionization in a solvent, this tertiary butyl chloride gives rise to tertiary carbonium ion and Cl-. So here, so if you take, so this is tertiary butyl chloride on ionization. So what is happening? This Cl. So the bonded electrons moves towards chlorine. Then what is happening? The positive charge is developed on carbon. So this is tertiary carbonium ion. This is tertiary carbonium ion. This tertiary carbonium ion is attacked by the nucleophile. So that is OH minus. OH minus. So it ultimately results in the formation of what? Tertiary butyl alcohol. Tertiary butyl alcohol, which results in the inversion as well as retention. So see here, the OH group is on the left hand side. Inversion means opposite. Retention will be as it is. So this is about SN1 reaction and SN2 reaction. So we'll discuss the other chemical properties in the next class.